Hey guys, here's the full rundown of Mechamaru, also known as Puppet Master, in Jujutsu Shenanigans. First of all, Mechamaru has a couple of passives. By using your special ability R, you can activate Offload. This summons a disposable puppet that will perform any ability for you except the second ability, Boost On. It has a 10-second cooldown, and it allows you to attack opponents from different directions and distract them while they are blocking one of the attacks. Puppets performing these moves can also be destroyed to cancel their abilities, but they will explode and deal slight damage. Offload also has an Ubercharge mechanic, where you can sacrifice 10% of your awakening to perform an offload attack again. After the attack, the ability will go on cooldown, but you can use Ubercharge again as long as you have awakening to sacrifice. This means you can potentially summon up to 10 Ubercharge puppets to overwhelm your enemy. Offload also has a variant attack. If you use it twice, you can target an enemy, and 2 puppets will attack the opponent. If they are uninterrupted and you are not blocking or using another move, you will also perform a powerful kick on the opponent. Mechamaru also has a special shield on his arm, but for now, it is purely cosmetic. He also has 100 HP. The last passive is Cursed Energy Reserve. Essentially, you can store more than just 1 bar of awakening if you continue fighting after it is full and don't use it. We'll explain this more when we get to the awakening. Now on to the abilities. Mechamaru's first ability is Ultra Spin. Your hand rotates like a drill as you dash toward your opponent and drill into them, dealing decent damage. This ability can also be offloaded using the special ability, but it will deal slightly less damage that way. Mechamaru's second ability, Boost On, is a very close range attack where you launch your opponent into the air and then shoot them into the ground with a blast attack. This is the only ability that cannot be offloaded to a puppet. It can also be used as a combo. Next up is Ultra Cannon. This attack fires an Ultra Cannon at your opponent. If you use the ability normally, you perform a simple shot, but if you hold the ability, it charges up and deals more damage. If the opponent is very close when you release the charged Ultra Cannon, they will also be knocked back. The normal version of this ability can be offloaded to puppets. The interesting part is that the puppets won't shoot immediately. Instead, they will follow your cursor and only fire once you start blocking. The fourth ability is Heat Emission. Normally, it is a leaping attack that causes an explosion at the end of the leap. You can also cancel this ability during the leap, which will instead create a puff of smoke that launches the opponent into the air. This ability looks different if you offload it to a puppet, and it actually deals more damage that way. The puppet will dash toward the opponent, launch them into the air, and then slam them into the ground next to you. This version has extremely long range. If it is slightly out of range, it will instead perform a jab at the end. Now onto a simple full red combo. When you fill up your awakening bar, you can activate the awakening mode, Absolute. Your body self-destructs and you transform into a giant mech. If you just barely filled your awakening bar, you will get 10 months of cursed energy, meaning you can only stay in awakening for about 10 seconds and use 1 move before it runs out. However, as mentioned before, Mechamaru has the Cursed Energy Reserve passive. This means you can store more than 1 full awakening bar. After filling the first bar, you can fill an additional bar that charges 50% faster. In total, you can store up to 17 years, 5 months, and 6 days of cursed energy, greatly extending your awakening. The mech has 175 HP in total. However, if you hit the legs or arms, they only take 50% damage. The head and torso take full damage. The mech also does not regenerate HP. The big weakness is that every 25 HP lost will stun the mech. During this stun, enemies can walk up to the mech and melee hit its head, dealing 15 damage. After you use up your Cursed Energy Reserve, you will be ejected from the mech and your max HP will be reduced from 100 to 85. If you get killed during the awakening, you will make a desperate attempt to stay alive by ejecting from the cockpit and performing an ultra spin from the air. If you hit the opponent, you survive. If you miss, you die. Instead of a normal dash, the mech has a kick attack, but it only hits ragdolled opponents. For example, you can use the first ability and then follow it up with the kick. The kick also has an air variant, which performs an unblockable drop kick that deals decent damage. The mech can also jump very high, but the jump itself has a cooldown. The mech is also very large and can barely fit into underground areas, making those places good for escaping it. Its basic M1 attacks deal increased damage and can be aimed, and the last 2 attacks in the combo break blocks. Now let's look at the special ability Energy Output, which you can use with the R key. By pressing it, you can adjust how much cursed energy you want to use for your next ability. The more energy you use, the stronger and more enhanced the ability becomes. After the ability is used, the meter resets back to level 1. The first awakening move is Miracle Cannon. If the energy meter is at level 1, the ability performs a precise long-range attack, but if the energy meter is filled closer to max, it becomes a ground slam variation, where the laser hits the ground and damages enemies nearby while dealing more damage. Next is Pigeon Viola. This is a long-range lock-on attack that fires homing missiles at your opponent. Depending on the energy output level, you will fire at least 3 missiles, increasing by 1 for each additional level. Each additional additional level will also cost 1 extra year of cursed energy. The third awakened ability is Absolute Destruction. This is a devastating running attack that stomps everything in its path and ends with a slam from the air. By default, you perform 3 stomps, but for each additional energy output level, you gain 1 more stomp, up to 10 stomps with a fully charged meter. This lets you run across almost the entire map, making it one of the most mobile abilities in Jujutsu Shenanigans. The last awakened ability is Technique Charge. Similar to the second ability, this is a lock-on attack that fires a laser at the opponent. You need to hold the ability key to lock on before releasing it. If you release the key too quickly or just tap it, the attack will miss. Adding energy output levels makes this attack stronger, lock on faster, and pierce more walls. If you use the ability with a fully charged meter, the attack gains a simple domain charge, which causes a secondary explosion on the target. That explosion will also destroy the target's current domain. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See ya!